So today we're solving equations again, part 2. I'm just going to show you some more examples and we're going to work through them, and I want you to write down every single example I'm doing and then hopefully to clarify some of the things that you got wrong yesterday. So, solving equations part 2. I'm not going to give you the steps again, but we're going to go over how to do it. So go ahead and write this problem down, and the first thing you always do is draw a line down your equal sign. Okay? Alright, so who are you? You are the W, because you're the letter. Who's your best friend? Your best friend is 3, because y'all are hanging out. So if your best friend's 3, we're going to kick out this 2. The only way you can kick out something is by doing the opposite. So the opposite of adding 2 is subtracting 2. Right? These go away because they're opposites. This 3W comes down. Negative 1 minus 2. So get your calculator out. Negative 1 minus 2 is negative 3. So we put a negative 3 here. Okay? Mom says best friend has to leave. Side by side means multiplied. So the opposite of multiplying is dividing. So we divide everything by 3. That goes away because it's an opposite. Negative 3 divided by 3 in your calculator. Negative 3 divided by 3 is just negative 1. So, negative 1. Box it up. Hopefully this is getting a little more familiar to you. If not, we'll keep working at it. Double check. So do 3 times negative 1 plus 2. So 3 times negative 1 plus 2. And we get negative 1, which is also what was up here. Okay? So, that should be somewhat familiar. This next example, you're going to see something a little different, and I'll show you why. So go ahead and write it down. And what you're going to do is go ahead and draw your line. And the reason why is because there is no number here. So if there is no number, the number is, and in your head you say 1. So I want you to go ahead and draw a 1 there. Okay? Your x, your best friend, is this negative 1 guy. So I'm going to kick out this 7. The opposite of a positive 7 is negative 7. So negative 7 on both sides. Okay? This goes away because it's an opposite. Make sure you write negative 1x down here. Negative 1x equals. And then 3.5 minus 7. Get your calculator. Make sure you're doing 3.5 minus 7 is negative 3.5. Okay? So negative 3.5. Mom says best friend has to leave. So the opposite of multiplying by negative 1 is dividing by negative 1. Right? That goes away. The x comes down. Negative 3.5 divided by negative 1 is a positive 3.5. So positive 3.5. Okay? So to do it, just do 7 minus 3.5. So in your calculator, 7 minus 3.5, and our answer is 3.5. Okay? So, a little different. Make sure you're writing 1s there if there's no number to keep it straight for you. Yeah, just a couple more examples left. Some of y'all struggled with the letter being on the other side. So pause and write it down, and we'll go over this again with the letter on the other side. Who are you? You're W. Your best friend is 4. I'm going to kick out 10. The opposite of adding 10 is subtracting 10. Okay? This goes away because it's an opposite. I rewrite 4W down here. And 12 minus 10, you can use your calculator, but 12 minus 10 is just 2. Alright? Now here, side by side means multiplied. The opposite of multiplying by 4 is dividing by 4. Go ahead and draw your line here. Also, some of y'all yesterday were using this symbol for divide. Don't do that, okay? Use the fraction thing. The W comes down. 2 divided by 4 in your calculator, 2 divided by 4 is 0.5. So you could give me 0.5, but I like fractions better than decimals. I would rather you math, enter, and give me the fraction, 1/2. Okay? But it really doesn't matter. You could give me 0.5 as well, but if possible, try to give me a fraction. It just is easier. Okay? I'm not going to check that one for you, but there you go. All right. This one's actually really easy. Pause it, write it down. Who are you? You're N. And 4 is your best friend. Now, there is no other guy hanging out with you, right? Like, it's just 4. So we're going to get rid of the 4. The opposite of dividing by 4 is multiplying by 4. Multiplying by 4. Because the opposite of dividing is multiplying. That goes away. The N comes down. And then do negative 3 times 4. Negative 3 times 4 is negative 12. Negative 12. Okay? If you want to check it, do negative 12 divided by 4. And you end up with negative 3, which was our answer. Okay? So there you go. One more and then we're done, guys. Go ahead and write this down. Negative 17 equals 3 plus 2c. And then draw your line. Okay? Who are you? You're C. Who's your best friend? Is that positive 2? I'm going to kick out the 3. But there's no symbol here. But what is the opposite of a positive 3? Is negative 3. So we're going to minus 3 on both sides, basically. These go away because they're opposites. And a positive 2c comes down. And then do negative 17 minus 3. Negative 17 minus 3 is negative 20. That is a horrible 20. Let me write it. Negative 20. There you go. Okay. Now, what is the opposite of multiplying by 2? Is dividing by 2. So, dividing by 2. This goes away because it's opposite. You have a C here equals negative 20 divided by 2 is negative 10. So we put negative 10 here. And you can box that up, or some people rewrite it and put C equals negative 10. Okay? Either way, it doesn't matter to me. You'll see this more often, but it's all the same. Okay? So, we're still practicing. I know some of y'all are still struggling. Some of y'all are getting it. We're going to slowly keep working on this, but this is very, very, very important, especially when I start getting to word problems. All right? So we're going to keep working on it. Let me know if you have questions.